For a start, are you able to split this into two parts? In other words, exchange rate determination. How do you split exchange rates into two parts? This is where we move away from logic towards your foundation. Anyone has an idea of how to split exchange rates into two parts? Very good, because very good. Demand for the currency, supply of the currency. Okay, I think you all want to take this down because later you will need to make use of this. Okay? Ken, I give you some time to catch up. Take this down. Okay? So, you know, currencies, they are determined based on demand and supply. Let's say this is price of Sing dollar. Okay? Demand and supply of currency. Where is it determined? It's in the foreign exchange market. Foreign exchange market is akin to your money changer. Okay? Like your money changer. So, Lucas, you're absolutely right. Exchange rates, we split into demand and supply. Now we can see who is truly maybe in the way more prepared by checking how much you can split this. Okay? Demand for currency. How can you split this up? If I'm a Singaporean, why do I go to the money changer and ask for US dollar? To import, to buy exports, to buy foreign goods. Wonderful. So can I link this to demand for your country's exports? Okay. In fact, I will say demand for a currency is derived from the total export revenue. Okay. Demand for this country's exports. If people want to buy $1 billion worth of your goods, they need $1 billion worth of your currency. Okay? Make sense? The game is not over yet. How do you split demand for exports? You see, the rules of the game are really to go as far as you can. So how? Exports.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. It's a function of price competitiveness of your exports, income levels, and quality competitiveness. Okay. Does anyone know what affects price competitiveness of your goods? How cheap, how expensive they are? I'll give you a clue. It ends with rate. Inflation rate. Okay, can I just use pi to okay, spell it first. Inflation rate. Some more? What else affects whether your goods are expensive or cheap? It also ends with rate. Exchange rate. And then some of you are saying, oh, how very strange. Exchange rates affect exchange rates. Yeah, but we don't have to go into all these circular impacts, okay? But this is what we have learned in the syllabus. This is, as Lucas mentioned, PIQ, peak, correct? You see how a thorough understanding really allows you to, this is regardless of which job you do in future. If you go into medical profession, you understand the human body and the constituent parts. Okay, maybe you went through a few dissections and all, but you can really see where problems can arise. Or engineer, right? You can really look at the foundations and you know exactly where the weaker parts are. Okay, but we are not done yet. Demand for exports. And there's something else. Yes. No effect. Indirect effect. There is an indirect. Maybe later I'll go into that. Okay. So I need US dollar because I want to buy US goods, as you all mentioned. Why else do I need US dollars? If I'm not buying US goods, could there be another reason why I need their currency? In a way, yes, you are actually looking at capital inflows. Capital inflows, I can help you get started, can be short-term, long-term. When money flows into US, because you mentioned saving in the US bank, maybe, is that long-term or short-term? Anyone knows what is long-term, short-term capital flows? Huh? It has to do with a bit like physics, something to do with air. Huh? Oh, Bala, very good. Short-term, you mentioned hot money. Hot money? What about long-term? Cold money? What is it? Building, Marina Bay Sands, Resorts World Sentosa, Dyson's headquarters. What are they called? Infrastructure, yes, but the infrastructure from overseas is foreign in nature. So it's foreign direct investment. Very good. Foreign direct investment. Okay. Now, what affects hot money? Remember last week I gave you an example. I saved $1 billion in no 100 billion in Aussie bank. They pay me 3%. If a New Zealand bank offers me 3.01%, my money is going to flow. So it's driven by interest rate changes. Okay. Okay. For FBI, let me do something different. Can I first ask you what affects domestic investments? Ajay, do you know any factor that affects domestic investments? CGI, X minus and the I there. What are the drivers of I? Any of the factors? Very good. Interest rate. Any more? Corporate tax. Very good. Corporate tax. And the last one? Expectations. Excellent. Expectations. Okay. You see, I want to put this out and then deliberately cross this out. So I first ask you what affects domestic investment. Then now I emphasize that when it comes to foreign investments, interest rates do not affect FDI. This is a common mistake that students make. Okay? Why? You try to imagine foreign investors. They come here, they're welcomed by your ministers. Then they go around to ask for money. I want to invest, but I don't have money. Do you think it's realistic? No. Why are we trying to woo all the foreign investors to Singapore? Because they have money. So foreign investors, they come with a suitcase full of cash. A suitcase full of cash. Okay, this is just a way to visualize it. They are not here to borrow, so your interest rates will not affect them. Okay? Well, very good, huh? See, just the word exchange rates, we can split into so many things. That's why I always say this is something you can do with your friend. Each one try to break it down into its root parts. Okay? Because if you are really very strong in you can break down into until it becomes very circular. Okay? Questions? Are we okay on Zoom? Anyone has a question for me? Xavier, okay? So what affects supply of a currency? I am a Singaporean. I queue up at the money changer and I pass Sing dollar to the money changer. So the supply of Sing dollar goes up. This is tied to your country's demand for your imports. The more you import, the higher the supply of your currency in the foreign exchange market, because you are changing away your currency for others. This is still PII Q. All right. Instead of capital inflows, we are looking at capital outflows. It's the same thing, short term, long term. Okay. Interest rate, ICE, because it's ICE without the I.
Like for capital also will be like the Singaporean firm
investing in Vietnam, yes. Or hot money outflow from Singapore. Okay. So you just played the role of a surgeon. You have just dissected this thing, okay, into the constituent parts. And nothing can hide from you. Another analogy, in the Journey to the West, or even in a lot of the Chinese mythology, there's this mirror called I don't know what's the English name, but if you shine it on a demon, then they will show its real form, a mirror. Okay, so this is basically your mirror. Once you shine it on this dartboard, this is what the dartboard is, as Julian mentioned, right? Nothing can hide from you. Do you remember what was the dart? What was the event? What was the question? Impact of a fall. Yes, very good. Impact of a fall in internal value on external value. A fall in internal value, let me use a different colored font. Okay. Fall in internal value. What exactly is it? Rise in inflation rate. And I hope you're okay. I use pi to represent inflation. Okay. It's not profits. Okay. This is inflation. Okay. So we are looking at the impact of a rise in inflation rate on exchange rates. Now is the easy part. Where do you see inflation? Staring back at us. And later I'll explain the capital flows part. Do you see inflation? Okay, Peter, here, do you see inflation anywhere here? Have Oh, very good, huh? Oh, yes, we have inflation here, right?